It was a lot harder to settle students down. Excellent. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Florida Gulf Coast University. My name is Mitch Cordova, and I have the privilege of serving as the Vice President for Student Success and Enrollment Management here at FGCU. Thank you all for joining us today. This is truly another great day for FGCU. More importantly, it's another great day for our students and for our community. As a public regional comprehensive institution, FGCU has a responsibility to be a leader in addressing the needs of our community. Today, we are doing that by helping meet the critical need of expanding mental and behavioral health services for our students and members of our local community. The new Student and Community Counseling Center will be a visible and tangible statement of the importance that Florida Gulf Coast University places on behavioral health, not just in supporting our students and our immediate community needs, but in developing the clinical practitioners that will go forth into building the broader community of staffing clinics, private practices, schools, and hospitals across Southwest Florida. The strength of this new building will be in the ability to integrate critical services with the formal training and preparation of future counselors. This synergy will provide the level of comprehensive care our students and community need and, quite frankly, deserve. There are some individuals who I'd like to formally recognize this afternoon for their unwavering commitment and passion for FGCU and to the Southwest Florida community they now call home. First, Dr. Elise and Mr. David Bartley, your support and tremendous philanthropy has propelled the dream of opening a community counseling clinic on FGCU's campus a reality. I would also like to thank the great work that Healthy Lee, the Pediatric Behavioral Health Task Force, and the Southwest Florida Community Foundation has done over the past few years championing mental and behavioral health needs so tirelessly and passionately in our community. Particularly, I'd like to acknowledge Robbie Repsdorf, Dr. Ahmad Salman, Stacy Cook-Hawk, Sally Jackson, Marshall Bauer, Sarah Owen, Gary Griffin, and Kristen Collins. These are some of our community champions who have given so much of themselves to improve the behavioral and mental health needs and resources for our community. I would like to express great appreciation to our FGCU staff, past, present, and future, who dreamed of a new building to house the community counseling clinic while also centralizing the university's counseling services in one building. They include President Martin, Provost Jim Lawrence, Vice President Steve McGarrett, Interim Dean Joan Glacken, Interim Associate Dean and Department Chair of Counseling, Dr. Maddie Isaacs, Dr. John Bruner, Senior Director of our Counseling and Psychological Services, and Ms. Corey Bright Kerrigan, Director of our Office of Adaptive Services. And now, it is my distinct privilege and honor to introduce to you Florida Gulf Coast University's fourth President, Dr. Michael Martin.
Thank you all very much, and thank you, Mitch. Mitch always tries to get me to follow or precede him because he really looks good after I've been before or after him. So thank you, Mitch. You're looking great today. Welcome, everybody. This is a special day yet again. We've had a couple of groundbreakings of late that remind everybody that we continue to make investments in this institution so we can be the best possible servant to our students and to the community, and in terms of building future capability to serve the community and our students. So thank you for being here and participating in that. I want to quickly just acknowledge some folks as well that Mitch did not mention. It's my turn. First, our architects, Burt Hill, Pollock, Krieg Architects. I think they represented back in the back. Of course, our friends from Chris-Tel Construction. I know they're here. Where are you? I see a whole number of them. Howard, thank you, and crew. They've become boosters of ours above and beyond this construction project, and we appreciate that. Our own financing corporation, I don't know if Joe made it, if Joe Caddy's here, but this was, you should understand at a university, a record time from concept to building. And you may not appreciate how difficult it is sometimes to get permission and put everything together, but the financing corp stepped up so we could have the money immediately. We designated a means of paying off the finance corporation, which does not require us to use state monies, and we were able to get a design and a location and the start on this faster than I've typically experienced. And that's a credit to our own facilities planning folks and the people across the campus who made it work. It took us a little while to make sure we understood entirely what we would do inside this 27,000 square feet, but we got it done. And I want to join Mitch in thanking David and Elise Bartley for 2 or 3 things. And Elise and I have had this conversation on campus several times. First, to be financially contributors. But I will tell you, if there's a more relentless person on behalf of this project anywhere, I can't find her, because Elise has taken that position. And one of the very first lunches I had about this issue was with the Bartleys, and Bill Rice came along as referee to ensure that the beating I took would be minimal. And it turned out to be just right. It was exactly the right thing to do. So for the Bartleys, thank you for your passion. And that passion is expressed in so many ways. And this is going to be a tribute and a legacy that you can take pride in long after the many years we all get to serve here. So thanks to both of you. And then finally, let me say that you've met Robbie. She's here from our board, as is Leo Montgomery. I don't know, and Mike McDonald back here, and somewhere is Jaleesa White, are all members of our board of trustees. I don't know if we have another board member here or not, but we have 4. And I want you to know the board of trustees, at least from where I've sat over the last 15 months, have been terrific. We go to the board with an idea, we try to make a case for it. They ask good and hard questions, but in the end, they stand behind us to get things done. And that's a remarkable board to have, particularly at a time of risk aversion and a variety of other things, to say, go for it, we'll stand with you. So I want to express my appreciation to the 4 here and those who are not, because they've made a difference. And then finally, you're going to hear from Ed Morton. Ed is a member of the Board of Governors, but has been a long-standing participant at FGCU. And on the Board of Governors, if there's a more passionate advocate for and champion for mental health and mental health counseling services, I don't know who that is, because Ed reminds us constantly that this is a valuable and essential part of what we do. So Ed, I want to express, before you get a chance to speak, I want you to know I appreciate you reminding me regularly that this is something we need to get done. So we're going to have a lot of fun doing it, but in the end we're going to have a lot of gratification for having done it. And that's what this is about. And Mitch has been central to this, as have many others. But thank you all for being part of a community at FGCU that cares about the larger community, well beyond our territory, but also with the students and those who are part of the everyday Eagle family. Thank you very much. Go Eagles.
Thank you, President Martin. Of all the supporters in our community who have helped establish and sculpt FGCU to who we are today, perhaps there's no individual who has given so much to FGCU from the beginning than Governor Ed Morton. Governor Morton joins us here today on behalf of the State University System Board of Governors. Governor Morton has dedicated so much of his own time and energy towards improving and enhancing Florida's State University system of public higher education. We are extremely grateful to him for his commitment. As for his day job, Mr. Morton is the managing director of Wasmer, Schroeder and Company and has over 40 years of experience in the executive and financial fields, including serving as CFO and CEO of NCH Healthcare System for 34 years. Governor Morton is a Florida native and is a very proud alumnus of FGCU, as he received one of his 2 master's degrees, his master's in health science, from the Merritt College. He is past vice chairman of the FGCU Board of Trustees, where he served on the board not once, but on 2 different occasions. He is also past chairman of the FGCU Foundation Board of Directors. Mr. Morton has been a tireless advocate for improving the educational and behavioral health outcomes of our community. In short, Mr. Morton is truly a leader among leaders, and we are so proud to call him one of our own. Please help me in welcome to the podium Governor Ed Morton.
Hello. I've got some prepared remarks, but as everybody who's ever worked with me knows, I have a tendency to stray. As Abraham Lincoln once said, the world will little note, no long remember what I say here. but I hope you don't forget a few of the things that I remind you of as citizens of the state of Florida. First, I'd like to talk about the good stuff here. FGCU, I think, is very uniquely positioned to lead mental health and behavioral health, not only in our region, but by setting an example for the entire state university system. And that's very critical. When we first argued for this university many, many years ago, those of us who were involved advocated for leadership to change the perception of Southwest Florida. So as we've changed the perception of Southwest Florida as respects higher education, so too may we change the impression and the dedication and the commitment of this entire state to mental health and behavioral health. Some of you know that I have a family member who took 9 years to graduate from this university, suffering from a severe form of mental illness. That has given me a passion for mental illness that probably I would never have had on my own. I think by providing this kind of a service, we have to look at mental health and behavioral health from 360 degrees. There's the prevention, there's the educational element, there's the training, the clinical expertise, there's the recovery, and there's the sustaining of effort. As those of you who have a family member suffering from mental illness know, it doesn't necessarily go away. Some of it is pathologic and it's chronic, and it takes experts in not only human nature, but behavioral health to understand families and to understand those dynamics to help people get through the challenge. Without professional help, I don't know if my family would have done that. Again, we think of mental health and we think of it in terms of clinical being, but it's also, as I said, behavioral health. One of the challenges we have on this in the state university system is the way challenges presented to students that are new to the university manifest themselves with behavioral health. Some of you know that my wife mentors a couple of hundred young men and women in the state university system, and over her 20 years has mentored thousands. She gives me insight into mental health and behavioral health that I would never otherwise have. The challenge and the rigors of getting a 4-year degree, the pressure, the financial pressure, the academic pressure, where am I going to be, what do I want to be, where do I want to go, going through adolescence to adulthood, the challenges of being a university student, having access to good counseling, be it counseling for academic reasons, be it counseling for behavioral health reasons, being it counseling for true mental health problems, is not only the appropriate thing to do, it's the right thing to do. Behavioral health is vital for the well-being of everyone. Children, young adults, students, men and women who get up every day, cut our lawn, paint our homes, make this a better community to live in addition to the people that many of us probably rub elbows with every day. There's a hidden majority that's not here today. And the dignity of human life depends upon not only physical health, but mental health. Without mental health, we don't have anything. Without physical well-being, all the wealth in the world doesn't matter. This is a critical step, in my opinion, for the university to take. It's an acknowledgement that the dignity of a human being doesn't depend upon their address, their race, their color, their creed, their gender. We're all in this together as human beings as we travel through life. And the example we set here today, I think, will resonate in our community for a long time to come. Lastly, I'd like to speak to the people who are voters and people who are engaged in this community. I am not very proud that I'm a resident of the state of Florida that ranks number 50 in the United States out of 50 states in funding mental health. Why do you tolerate that? Why do we allow that to happen? What is it that's unique about Florida that causes our social safety net to be virtually non-existent? We're talking about mental health today, but I could tell you in stories and examples of health in general that cry out for being addressed. So my challenge to all of us is, as we go forward today, remember, we shouldn't be number 50. This is just the first step. We need to do better than that as a community and as people. Lastly, I'd like to thank the leadership of FGCU, from the board, from Dr. Martin, who I have a great deal of respect for. He's got a vision. He knows where this university needs to go, and this is tangible evidence of that. We have a wonderful state university system. We were just ranked the #1 system in the United States by U.S. News and World Report, hopped over California and all of the big systems in the Northeast. So don't let anybody tell you we don't have great education in the state of Florida. We're #1, and we're going to stay there. Thank you very much for allowing me to have a few minutes.
Thanks again, Governor Morton, for your extensive leadership with the Board of Governors and for your commitment to higher education in our state. Our next dignitary is certainly no stranger to Florida Gulf Coast University and is without question the biggest fan of our beloved Eagles. You will see her and her husband, Jeff, at every men's and women's basketball game and at nearly every other event we host on campus. From our humble beginnings, no other individual has given so much of themselves day in and day out in helping improve our great university. I am absolutely convinced that this individual truly bleeds cobalt blue and emerald green, and that none other than our Vice Chairman of our FGCU Board of Trustees, Robbie Rebstor. Since her time in Southwest Florida, Robbie has dedicated a tremendous amount of her personal time advocating the importance of improving the physical and mental health and well-being of the residents of our community. She has done this through holding many community leadership positions, including chairing the Healthy League Executive Committee for numerous years, and through her role as chair of the Horizon Council, as well as through her extreme philanthropic generosity. For example, Robbie and Jeff have invested in first-generation students, which has truly helped transform many, many lives through the scholarships that they offer. Through her position as president and co-founder of Edison National Bank, Vice Chairman Rebstor has been passionate and an energetic change agent in our community. There is no question that our community, and quite frankly, our nation, needs more people like Robbie Rebstor. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you the Vice Chairman of our Board of Trustees and our #1 FGCU Eagles fan, Trustee Robbie Rebstor.
Well, I don't know so much about all those comments. That was quite an introduction. Thank you so much, Mitch. I really appreciate that. But, you know, it takes, as they say, a whole village. I mean, it's not me alone that has passion. I just get attracted to people who want to do good things, and good things for all the right reasons, and that exists right here at Florida Gulf Coast University. And so that's why I'm so passionate, because there are other people of equal, like mind and DNA out here, and working together it works. So good afternoon, and good grief, what a beautiful day here at FGCU again. It's just an awesome day, and I think that's always a good sign when we have a groundbreaking and the sky is out. And you know, as this university has been named upon this blue sky and the green grass and the just great everything environment out here. It's just such an awesome place to be. And I am so truly, truly honored to represent the FGCU Board of Trustees here today on such a special occasion that marks the start of a very important facility that will benefit so many. It will absolutely do it. Everything we've set our mind to out here, we have made such a positive impact. So I have no doubt in my mind that this will benefit many, many to come. The Student and Community Counseling Center, it will serve as the hub that uniquely integrates the university's academics through our Department of the Counseling at the Marie College and the services through our Counseling and Psychological Services, also known as CAPS. Glad they shortened that. Much easier to remember, and so that very impactful. Bringing these together on both sides, that is what is there for those in need of counseling. And with those, all of those people who have that need, and then you couple that with those who teach, learn, and provide the counseling, it is just a great example of successfully blending the classroom and the community. And it's also yet another, and I'm going to emphasize another example of FGCU's responsiveness to this region and to the community, to the students, and to everyone that we serve here, because that's been our commitment from day one of founding this university, is giving back to those in our community. Let me take this opportunity personally and on behalf of the trustees to personally thank Elise and David Bartley. We want to thank you for your generosity in actually creating the Bartley Clinic that will reside within the walls of the new Student and Community Counseling Center. But we also want to applaud you for your vision and for your willingness to turn that vision into something that is really, really, truly going to help people. So let's please give them applause. I can't go any further. And we also would like to thank the FGCU Financing Corp, the Board of Directors of the Financing Corp, for their assistance in helping us to construct the Counseling Center. We deeply, deeply appreciate the Financing Corp as well as the foundation. We just could not do some of the things we do, Chris. I know you know that. And if Joe Caddy were here, all those that served on the Financing Corp, those two ancillary subsidiaries of our university has what has made us so successful. It's been a major contributor. So very gifted people serving on both sides of that. So thank you very, very much. Also, I want to give recognition of the importance, as Dr. Morton, sorry, I've already elevated you there, of Governor Morton, the importance of supporting mental health on university campuses. It is widely shared throughout the state university system. It really has taken on a focus by our Board of Governors with its task force that they put together. And I think Governor Morton had a lot to do with that. With the task force that they pulled together on not only on mental health counseling, but it's on drugs, alcohol, and mental health counseling. And each and every university does participate in this task force. And very, very proud to say that our FGCU chair, Blake Gable, actually serves on the task force itself as a committee member. So very, very proud of that. You all should be, that he takes his time to also serve on that committee. And just as you heard, and as our community already knows, and you heard Mitch say and Dr. Martin, that this is truly a cause that is near and dear to Governor Ed Morton's heart. I've been to several of the Board of Governor meetings, and he is so focused on it. In almost everything he does, he weeds this in and out because it makes a difference. So we are so pleased, Governor Morton, to have you with us at this groundbreaking today. It means a lot, I think, for this university to have you a part of this and to share those important goals with our students and our community. As a university, we do, as was said, have that unique opportunity to make a difference. Everything that the Bartleys and the Financing Corp and everything everyone has done, now it's all up to us to really make it happen and make that difference in the lives of our students and our community. And the first way we can do that is we are a strong academic institution, one of the strongest in our state university system, I'm here to tell you. We are very strong in attaining and attracting such strong knowledge and gifted people that deliver the academic side. And second, as you all know, I had the distinct honor of being a part of the groundbreaking of our university's Student Health and Fitness Center. I still get excited and want to do a cheer. Where are those cheerleaders today on this one? And then third, with the groundbreaking for the Counseling Center, this will truly nurture the emotional and psychological strength. So with all these three things together there, the knowledge, the emotion, and the physical health, all of this work together will truly greatly contribute to the stronger and better lives of our students in our community. And there is a saying out there that just sums this up so nicely. And the saying is, the root of all health is in the brain, and the trunk of it is in the emotion, and the branches and leaves are the body. And it's the flower of health that blooms when all of these parts do come together. So in closing, as we turn that dirt today, we want to take another important step in developing our university as a whole to support every facet of every student's lives and beyond. And we simply say that this counseling center at FGCU will truly make that difference. And those who are making it happen, we're all here starting it today. So you're all once again a part of history. And I appreciate and thank you, trustees, for letting me be the person to be representing you today. So thank you for being here, and go Eagles.
Thank you, Trustee Repsor. So now it is my pleasure to formally introduce you to Dr. Elise Bartley, benefactor, friend, and now colleague, as she currently serves as a visiting assistant professor in the Department of Counseling at FGCU. Dr. Bartley officially joined FGCU's department during the 2017-2018 academic year as an adjunct faculty member. At the start of this academic year, Dr. Bartley then became a visiting assistant professor and has been instrumental in leading the development and planning of the Community Counseling Center. Prior to arrival to Southwest Florida with her husband David, she served as an adjunct professor at the University of Akron within their marriage and family therapy program, and concurrently she also ran a private counseling clinic called the Relationship Center in North Canton, Ohio for 12 years. Dr. Bartley holds a PhD in marriage and family therapy counseling from the University of Akron and is a licensed professional clinical counselor and a licensed marriage and family therapist. Please help me and welcome Dr. Elise Bartley.
Wow, it is hard to believe this day is here, and I need to start off by telling you the rest of the story. So when David and I had lunch with Dr. Martin and met him for the first time, and I asked him, "Are you certain you want to do this?" He said, "Yes, this is good for the students, this is good for our community." I physically put my thumb on him. I didn't touch him, but it was pretty close. And I said, "If you commit to this, I'm going to be certain you follow through with it." And I just want to say thank you to Dr. Martin for spearheading this and making certain it happens. So thank you very much. Thank you. I would be amiss, though, if I didn't thank other pivotal people on this journey. And I must thank Dr. Madeline Isaacs. She took me in and opened her doors when this crazy lady said, "Hey, do you want some money so you can start a community counseling center and a marriage and family therapy program?" And she said, "Hey, what's wrong with you?" And I said, "Nothing. My husband and I believe in the importance of giving back, and mental health and behavioral health is pivotal." But the blessing and gift I got along the way, along with the wonderful friendship with Dr. Isaacs and her husband Chris, is to be part of this amazing department of counseling. And they have just welcomed me with their arms, and I'm very, very thankful to be here. I would be amiss, though, if I didn't thank my amazing husband. So in January of 2019, he and I came up with this idea 3 years previously. So it's only been 2.5 years. And I wouldn't be here without him. So, honey, thank you so much, and I love you. And our 4 children have just been a huge support, too. The Student and Community Counseling Building is a critical investment in our collective future. The Community Counseling Center, the first of its kind at FGCU, will provide improved access to outpatient services, psychoeducation, group counseling to the underserved population of Southwest Florida, including children, adolescents, families, and individuals. And here is something that I think is so important. Our fee is going to be $25 an hour, or whatever you make an hour, whichever is the least. So we're going to need your help with that. Integral to the DNA of the Community Counseling Center and all residents of the future and Student and Community Counseling Center is our desire to support the Southwest Florida community in times of need, whether it's through direct counseling and consultation services, training, collaboration, outreach, or prevention. And we look at what we're doing here as something where we're going to be connecting with a lot of our community partners. So I think you'll be hearing a lot more about that. Establishing this building will further extend FGCU's reach into our community in ways we haven't done so previously, and offering direct support and assistance to those who are impacted by mental and behavioral health. Our aspiration is to create a center where the values and morals of our students, our faculty, and our staff, and their passion on helping those in need spread and results in healing and wellness for all those served. So thank you very much.
Please help me once again in acknowledging and thanking our wonderful dignitaries and FGCU supporters for sharing their special remarks with us today. I want to also again thank President Martin and the entire President's Cabinet. Just a wonderful bunch of colleagues that work so well together in making things like this happen on a day-to-day basis at FGCU. Also, again, want to thank our Board of Trustees for your tremendous support and vision for making the building of this community counseling center a reality. We cannot thank Dr. Leese and David Bartley enough for your philanthropic commitment to FGCU and for your patience in waiting for this to happen. This will be a magnificent counseling center building for sure. I would also like to again thank Vice President Steve McGarren, Chairman Joe Caddy, and the entire FGCU Financing Corporation for their partnership on the construction of this building and for helping make today become a reality. Lastly, I want to thank you all for being here and for believing in Florida Gulf Coast University. Please feel free to stay a bit longer, enjoy some wonderful refreshments, enjoy some quality networking time with each other, and of course, now it's my pleasure to announce to you the moment we've been all waiting for, and that is the ceremonial turning of the shovel, of the dirt. So please join Nicole and the rest of the foundation staff. So group one, turning of the dirt, group one. So it'd be President Martin, Trustee Redstor, Governor Morton, Dr. James Lorenz, Dr. Joan Blacken, Dr. Elise and David Bartley, Howard Wheeler, Jim Henry, Tom Mayer.
Say hi, Howard. You're on live. Say, we're so excited. You're on live.
I am. It's awesome.
Everybody's walking faster today. Hey, Tom.
How you doing?
Good. You're on Facebook Live. Say hi, Tom.
Hey, how you doing? I'm sure you might have.
I did. Yeah.
I know this lady. We're not letting her go anywhere.
He's right here. Bringing him up. Like, I'm coming.
guys want to just all look at me?
All right, one more.
Smile. I need you looking at me. Here we go.